emotions dictate my day, whether good or bad, but I followed my inputs. I stayed to the inputs. I stayed to the principles. That's how you have to look at it to have unlimited motivation. What up, chat? Look, it's another beautifully sunny day. The other day was cold and rainy, and now it's beautiful and sunny. We like that. But we got to get right into it, man. So the story goes, there was a super wealthy king. And I'm talking the wealth you can't even imagine. He had rooms in his house the size of museums. He had gardens that were so far out, it was more than the eyes could see. Beautiful estate, animals, a crazy art collection, jewelry, gold, everything that anyone could ever want or imagine. The only thing that he worried about was his sick son. He had a son that was deathly ill, and no matter all the riches that the man had, he couldn't figure out a way to save his son. So eventually, his son dies. A couple years go by, and the old man himself, he knows that his life is coming to an end, so he had no heir, and he was really worried about what's going to happen to all his stuff when he dies. So eventually the man dies, and news of his death makes it around the world. Everyone with a little bit of money, with any money at all in any industry, knew there'd be an auction. So at the time of this auction, people from all over the world came just to get a peek at the estate. They didn't even know how massive it was. They didn't even know everything that was in there, but they know it could be something valuable, something interesting, something that anybody would want to get their hands on. So the day of the auction, the auctioneer, he says, let's start with this. And it was a small painting of a boy, which was the rich guy's son. He said, let's start the bidding at $1,000. Now, this was super low, and everyone was confused, so nobody said anything. Auctioneer goes, how about $100? Still, everybody was confused. Nobody raised their hand. They're like, why is he going down? Why is it even cheaper? Like, why would I want something for $100? Let's get to the good stuff. And then he goes, how about $1? I'll take that. A small voice in the back, a little old man, he wanted the painting. Everyone looks, and it's the gardener of the estate. He knew the master's son. He didn't have much to his name, but he knew the guy's son, and he knew the master, and so he was like, I want that painting. Auction over. The auctioneer says the auction's over. Everybody's so confused. What happened? He says, it's written in the will that whoever has the son has it all. I told this story to say this. God has given you his son. If you have accepted God into your heart and know that he's Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, you have everything you need to be successful, to live life not the way you think you can imagine the most grand ideas in your head of wealth and riches and this or that. God is God. He can imagine way more than your brain could even comprehend. And he says that he'll give you the life, the best part of life, the best life ever, if you follow him. God has given you everything you need to succeed, but you're sitting here waiting around because you think, oh, one day I just have the motivation to get out there and do this. One day I have the know-how, the energy to get out there and become the best version of myself, to have the abs and start a company and get my wife and start my family. No, 99% of people think that you get the reward before you do the work, that you get the motivation before you do the action. No. Your energy comes from doing the action, comes from doing the things that you don't want to do, the things that you don't know how to do, because you just need to start. Emotions aren't there to determine how your day goes. Emotions are there to either determine if there's an opportunity or a threat. So if you're sad, you're like, I'm sad, I'm depressed, I'm just not going to do anything today. No, you have the emotion of sadness. So, okay, why am I sad? Oh, I'm sad because this girl ghosted me, or this girl got mad at me. Why did this girl get mad at me? Oh, because I didn't want to go out to the club instead of going to the gym. Oh, that emotion is showing you don't deal with that type of person again. And it's also giving you an opportunity to better yourself by immediately putting that into work. I'm not going to deal with this type of person. I need to stay away from that. Boom, I bettered myself. So I'm sad, yes, but I still do what I need to do because that's what propels me forward and doesn't keep me in a cycle of sadness. Your emotions aren't there to determine if your day is good or bad. If I only went to the gym when I felt like it, I would go to the gym I'll give myself 2 days a month because that's when I'm motivated. But I go to the gym 5 days a week, every week without fail. Do I want to do that every time? No. But once I do, once I've gone like 2 or 3 times a week, okay, I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that motivation. I'm getting more energy from doing the action, and I keep doing the action. And guess what? I look up and I'm 220 pounds of muscle, or I'm 198 pounds of super lean shredded muscle, because I didn't let my emotions dictate my day, whether good or bad, but I followed my inputs. I stayed to the inputs. I stayed to the principle. And that's how you have to look at it, to have unlimited motivation in anything you do, even especially when it comes to your faith.